What's going on, everyone? This is Jay from Premier Gaming Entertainment, and I wanted to make a follow-up video to the video that I made a little bit more than a week ago in regards to Coach Mattison leaving Michigan to go to coach Ohio State. I do apologize for not getting back to people as far as the comments. I saw all the comments. Try to read all the comments when people comment on my videos, negative or positive, whatever the case may be. So I tried to, but this week has been real crazy as far as work goes, and I haven't had a chance to really reply back to anything. But I did read all the comments, so I'm going to try and address some of that with this video that I'm making today. So just off the bat, I don't really, the situation didn't really bother me all that much. I mean, I know they're trolls, but the Ohio fans act as though I'm heartbroken, like it ruined my whole year, and Michigan is going to go into the toilet and because Coach Mattison left and became the DC of Ohio State. None of that could be further than the truth. I made the video because it was newsworthy news for Michigan, and hence why I made the video. I don't understand why Ohio State fans feel the need to come to a fan of Michigan to troll a fan of Michigan when they could just be watching their Ohio State videos and being happy about it. Never saw the point of it, but whatever. It is what it is. But it didn't really bother me like that. I think more of a case of it just being the principle of you knowing that you've been working at a certain place and coaching at a certain place. You know that's that place's biggest rival, and you knew it was going to cause some kind of uproar, but you still went ahead and did it. But that just lets you know that for the most part, these coaches, especially these assistants or position coaches, it's just a job to them. There's no allegiance or anything or loyalty to the school of where they're coaching at, especially if it's some sort of rival situation. No loyalty at all. It's just a job. It's just a paycheck to these guys. So to me, that just seems obvious. Now, one thing that I thought about just after I posted the video but didn't go back and make a comment on it was something that, I don't have any proof on it, and I haven't seen anyone make mention of it, but it was just something that I thought about literally right after I posted the video, and I had uploaded the video, posted it, and left and walked to work. And then on my walk to work, it just came to me as I was walking. And it's just a thought process that Coach Mattison, and this is dealing with the Zach Harrison situation. So I know people are going to say that, the loss put him over the edge. He's tired of seeing us lose, and that's why he went to Ohio State. That may be true. That may be the exact reason why he went. But this was something that I thought could be a possibility with that. Now, Zach Harrison, still they were saying it was like 50-50. He might come to Michigan or he might go to Ohio State. That was still up in the air up until the day that he decided that he was going to go to Ohio State. So, I wasn't upset about that. I was real happy about the whole Dax Hill situation. So, I wasn't surprised that he chose Ohio State. But what made me think about it after the fact of this whole situation with Coach Mattison is Coach Mattison was, from what the reports say, was the last person that actually went to Zach Harrison's high school as a quote-unquote last-ditch effort to recruit him supposedly to Michigan. But here's something to think about. What if that last time that he went to quote-unquote recruit Zach Harrison to Michigan he had already made up in his mind that he was not going to come back to Michigan. He was actually going to go to Ohio State. What if that last meeting that he had when he went there was to tell Zach Harrison, hey, look, I know I've been trying to push you and steer you towards coming to Michigan, but if you really want to play for me, I'm leaving Michigan. I'm going to Ohio State. So just sign with Ohio State. I'm going to be your defensive coordinator. What if that happened? Because, like I said, no one has confirmed this. No one has denied it. I haven't heard anyone make mention of it. But what if that's what happened? What if he knew he was leaving and going to Ohio State and just told Zach, don't worry about going to Michigan. Just go ahead and sign with Ohio State. I'm going to be there in a moment. So it's just something to think about. But the real topic at hand, and what I really wanted to talk about, is basically, I know people, like I said, were up in arms about the whole thing, people calling him a snake, and like I said, to me, I just feel as though for him it was just a job. I guess he felt that there was no allegiance to not John Harbaugh, but Jim Harbaugh, as far as the whole thing with his coaching situation, because he was really a holdover from Brady Hoke. He wasn't a Jim Harbaugh hire, so I guess he didn't feel he owed it to Jim Harbaugh from that standpoint, and I get it. And from what I heard, he was planning on retiring anyways. But to be honest with you, and I'm not just saying this as just to rationalize the whole decision that he made, but I honestly feel as though that him leaving and going to Ohio State is really a gift in disguise. People are worried about as far as him now, as far as the recruiting goes, that's one thing. But the reason why I say it's actually a blessing in disguise, it's a gift in disguise, is because, let's face it, up until this point, between the offense and the defense, both Jim Harbaugh and Don Brown have been as stubborn as one can be as far as being willing to make any type of changes. And this hire basically is going to force both Jim Harbaugh and Coach Brown to make adjustments now. I mean, up until this point, they've been pretty satisfied with just having things the way they are, barely changing, making little to no adjustments, and just trying the exact same brand of football year in and year out, where it wasn't getting us anywhere. It'll get us, we'd beat the teams that we're supposed to beat. We beat the teams that were at the bottom of the barrel or below average. But whenever we went against the top-end elite teams, we could never get anything done. Our offense would look terrible. And, obviously every single year at the end of the year, we'd lose to Ohio State. So this move is a blessing in disguise because it's going to force Jim Harbaugh to scrap probably everything that he's, been running up until this point and start fresh. Obviously, Coach Mattison, even though he was, coaching on the defense, first as a coordinator and then as a line coach, he had a lot of, say-so, as far as the defense goes, but obviously the defense would go against the offense in practice. So, in essence, he would have knowledge of what they were running, what sort of plays they were running, as far as that goes. So it's going to force them to make changes. It's going to get them to move out of their comfort zone. It's going to force Harbaugh to stop with this whole 1980s, 1990s offensive philosophy and make bring it into the modern age. So, and it's going to force Coach Brown to be more, have more diversity with his defense. Let's face it, his defense, year in and year out, is going to be, top of the line, top 10, top 5, if not the best defense overall for the whole year in the NCAA. But, when we go against elite talent, that whole man-to-man thing, it doesn't fly. I mean, it does well for, certain stretches, but if you don't get any type of pressure on the quarterback, any decent quarterback is going to just pick that apart. So it's going to force Don Brown to make some sort of adjustments on the defensive end as well. And obviously with Coach Mattison being a part of the defense and Coach Washington being a part of the defensive line and the linebackers, it's gonna force him to mix that up too. Whatever schemes or whatever he had going with that, he's gonna have to mix that up. He's gonna probably force him to run a little bit more zone than he's willing to do in the past. But this is all good. This is very good. This is gonna force us to be less predictable. It's not going to allow teams to be able to properly game plan for us and just run crossing patterns or quick slants and just kill our defense. This is a blessing in disguise, whether people believe it or not. So I'm happy about it. Since I made that video, we've made some hires, pulling the coordinator from Alabama, and also hiring a new defensive line coach as well. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see what Coach Harbaugh will do now that he actually has an official offensive coordinator, as opposed to these titles that he's been giving these guys, but not giving anyone the official title as offensive coordinator. So I'm excited to see how that's going to work out, and I'm excited to see whether or not he's going to give this guy full free reign to do his thing and mix things up. Because let's face it, this whole offense that we've had, where we're just running the football up the middle twice and then trying some pass every now and again, it wasn't working. It was decent. I understand the whole philosophy of the ball control thing, but we have such talent outside, with whether it's Nico Collins or Donovan Peoples-Jones, or it's Tariq Black, or whoever the case may be. These guys are 4- and 5-star talent. We need to start utilizing these guys. There's no reason why these guys are getting 3 catches for 52 yards every single game. Well, I'm watching other teams where you got wide receivers getting 10, 12 catches for 180 yards and stuff like that. That's what these guys need to be doing. Not 4 catches for 32 yards and 5 catches for 57 yards. It's atrocious. So hopefully with this new offensive coordinator, we'll see what happens with that. So anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching the video. If you like my video, definitely feel free to leave a like on the video. It definitely helps my channel. Like I said before, when I make these videos, I can't predict how well they do. I've made videos where I didn't think it was going to do anything, and then it completely blew up. And then I've made videos where I thought it was going to do exceptionally well, and it didn't do anything. So any like that you can leave on a video, it definitely helps my video to get out there. I'm still, like I said, trying to grow the channel as much as I can. It's definitely growing. I had said before the year I was aiming for 200. I'm well above that now and continuing to grow. So definitely, like I said, leave a like on the video. It helps it get pushed around with YouTube so other people can see my stuff. I'm getting new viewers to the channel all the time. So definitely hit the like button. Let me know how you feel in the comment section below. about this whole Coach Mattison situation. Do you agree with me or not, whether or not this is a blessing in disguise, or do you feel like he's just been a complete snake by going to Ohio State? And if you like my content, definitely subscribe to the channel. Like I said, my goal is to keep growing the channel, and we're definitely doing that, and we're moving in the right direction. So thank you for watching the video, and go Blue.